Today you're going to select a topic. When selecting a topic, it's helpful to have a Goldilocks test of sorts. Find out if your topic is too broad or too narrow or just right. Of course, we're looking for just right. So again, we're starting in ClassLink. We'll go to Mac and VIA, Explore Databases. I think the most helpful database for this purpose is Britannica School Edition, specifically the elementary version. Okay, so if I were looking for a topic like, let's say, medicine, and I click on medicine, first of all, there's not much information. And the information they do have, like people visit a doctor when they do not feel well. Sixth graders already know that, so we're looking for new information. Now, if you really want to stick with the medical field, for example, then maybe click on X-rays. So when I look at X-rays, I notice that I have a couple of subtopics here, one of which is how X-rays work. So that gives me a little bit of guidance and a little bit of direction for this research project. So if I click how X-rays work, there's a little bit of information here. I'll have to do more research, but that's okay. Medical uses, and then other uses as well. So this will be of interest to me and to the audience, which makes it a good choice. So let's look for another topic. Let's go back to elementary, and let's look for the Jurassic period. So if I look at Jurassic period here, this is a period that covered 50 million years. And I'm not really seeing any information, just dinosaurs that lived in that period. So this topic is, again, too broad. Let's narrow it down to the Allosaurus. So I'll have a bit of an introduction here. And then when and where Allosaurus lived, a little bit of information, and a little information about the physical features and the behavior. So you're definitely going to need additional research articles, but I think this would pass the Goldilocks test. Sometimes you have an idea of a topic you want to research that is indeed too broad, like whale. But in Britannica, you'll notice that we have whales, but then they also have information about specific types of whales. So I could go to killer whale, for example, and I have quite a bit of information, or topics at least, subtopics. But yeah, this is a good bit of information about killer whales. So Britannica is very helpful in that way also. Let's go back. I'm going to give you one example of a topic that is probably too narrow. So I live in the village of Landstuhl. And maybe I'm interested in Landstuhl, but there are 0 articles. So if you are looking for an article, and in this case, we're using an American product, Britannica School Edition for American students, they wouldn't necessarily have an article on Landstuhl, and so perhaps some of the things that I would find online even are in German. So this is an example of a topic that won't work, and it's better to move on from the topic. The sooner the better, so that we aren't wasting time on a topic that won't work for the research project. So I hope this video helps you find a topic that is just right.